Greetings everyone, this is Jeff Wilkerson, Professor of Physics at Luther College, bringing you the next in our series of what to look for in the night sky. We're talking about the week of May 6, 2024, this time around, working our way through spring, headed towards summer in a big kind of way. So let's start. In the morning sky, Saturn rises around 3:30 or a little after 3:30 this week in the morning. So as you look east, Saturn will be the brightest object to the east. It's not eye-poppingly bright like Jupiter or Venus or Sirius or Procyon or any of these bright stars, but it's brighter than anything else in this region. And following it up is Mars. It'll rise a little after 4 o'clock this week. So you get out at 5 o'clock, 4:45. I don't know when it starts to get too light to see this for you. You should be able to pick out Saturn and Mars in the eastern sky this week. Good week for not having much moon around to bother our observations. And to begin the week, Saturn and Mars will be separated by about 17 degrees. But Mars, they're both. We've talked about, if you go back into the distant past of some of these little shorts that we've shot about the sky, we talk about how the planets move east against the background stars is what we think of as prograde, typical motion. And every now and then, they go into retrograde motion. These outer planets, as we catch up and pass them, they look like they're moving backward against the background stars. They move west. But both Saturn and Mars are in prograde motion right now, moving east. But Mars is moving a lot faster against the background stars than Saturn is. So by the end of the week, you should be able to watch this. This is a fun thing to watch play out over the week ahead. Is Mars will have opened that gap on Saturn by about 5 degrees. It'll go from about 17 degrees apart. Remember, one fist width at arm's length is about 10 degrees. So almost 2 fist widths to over 2 fist widths. So 1 3/4 fist widths to 2 1/4 fist widths by the end of the week. So that's enough that you should be able to see that gap opening. Now, Saturn moves very slowly against the background stars, and it's sometimes hard to detect, but you can actually detect it this week and in the weeks ahead. So this is a good, fun observing project to start now, is to say Saturn is moving to the east against the background stars, and it's sitting right next to Phi Aquarii. So it's in the constellation Aquarius, and Phi is a 4.2 magnitude star. So you got good dark skies. You can see this without binoculars. You got a pair of binoculars, and you can see it for sure. But you should be able to see, as the week moves on, this is so close. It's within a degree of Phi Aquarius Saturn is, and so you should be able to see it move that direction slightly. And in the next couple of weeks, you're going to watch that gap open up as Saturn moves away from Phi Aquarii. And so we're going to keep an eye on that in the weeks ahead. Since we're here, let's talk about, we are right in the midst of the Eta Aquariid meteor shower. It's not a great meteor shower for Northern Hemisphere observers. We didn't talk about it last week, and we could have. We often, for the really long, I figure there are 2 kinds of viewers of these videos. Those who are long-time viewers and those who desperately wish they'd been long-time viewers. But anyway, for those of you who are really long-time viewers, we used to talk about how we don't talk about the popular things like meteor showers all the time because everybody's talking about that. And we have other things we could talk about, like how much fun it is to watch Saturn move against Phi Aquarii, this background star. But in any event, we will mention it now because we're in Aquarius. And Eta Aquariid, remember the meteors in a meteor shower all look like they come from the same point in the sky. Now, they may not start there. This meteor may have started way down here, and this one may have started way up here, so they may not be anywhere near this point. But that point where if you trace them back, the line the meteor makes in the sky, if you trace it back, they'll all cross one point to look like they originated from that point. We call that the radiant. And the meteor shower is named for the point, the constellation in which that radiant exists. And the Eta Aquariids would then originate near Eta Aquarius. And so about 11 degrees north of Saturn and Phi right here is Eta Aquarius, and it's a little bit brighter, not a lot, a little bit brighter. Remember, the magnitude system counts backward, and every step of 1 magnitude is a multiplicative factor of 2.5 in brightness. So Eta is just a little bit brighter at 4.0. But Eta is a part of 3 stars right here. So we've just climbed up to Eta, and Eta is a part of 3 stars right here that are close together, Eta, Zeta, and Gamma. And Zeta and Gamma are a little bit brighter, about 3.7 magnitude, 3.9 magnitude. So these are slightly brighter stars So you go about 11 degrees, about one fist width up to Eta, and that's going to be the radiant of this meteor shower. The peak will be probably on the morning after midnight of the 4th into the 5th. So just the day before the technical start of this video week. But if you're watching this before that, and many of you are, I know, as we dropped this on Friday, that would be Sunday morning was the peak. And so you get out on Sunday morning and look for some of these meteors that would trace back to the point above Saturn in the sky. And but as we talked about before, the meteor showers come from us going through sort of a big tunnel, a big tube of material that's boiled off from a comet. There's at least one that we know is debris from an asteroid, but most of this is debris from a comet. And this is fun to watch. If you can see a few Eta Aquariid meteors, you're seeing debris from Halley's Comet, a really famous comet. And so this is fun. That makes it more fun to see this. And so we see this debris tunnel. The debris tunnel's got significant size to it, so it takes us a long time to go through it. So we've been seeing some Eta Aquariid meteors for a couple of weeks now, and we're going to see them for a couple of weeks more. So any morning you're out this week, you should be able to see a few of these meteors. But again, it's not a super rich meteor shower for the northern hemisphere observers. But anyway, Zeta, while we're mapping around Zeta, Zeta is a really good close binary star. So you got your telescope out, pick Zeta out of the middle of these three stars right here, Eta, Zeta, and Gamma, and see if you can pull it apart. My guess is you might have a hard time, but you should be able to see it as double lobed. You might not be able to see space between the stars. It'd be interesting to see if you can. So there's that. Now, we move on from Gamma, the third star here, about 4 degrees, about half a fist width up to here, and we get to third magnitude Sedalmalek. It means the lucky one. It translates according to Allen. We get all of our star name translations, almost all of them, from star names by Allen. That translates from Arabic, or one way you could translate it from Arabic is lucky one, and that's the alpha star in Aquarius. So we've about 4 degrees up here. It's got a faint companion of 4.7 magnitude Omicron. But then we move 10 degrees over, a fist width over, and we get Saddle Suit, the luckiest of the lucky, according to Allen. Over here, a 2.9 magnitude star out this direction. So the two brightest stars are up here in Aquarius, above the water jar, this is called. So above Saturn, we climb up and we climb on over. Now, if we keep going that same 10 degrees over, about 11 degrees over, we come to a region that contains two star clusters. Globular star cluster M72. We like to think about globular star clusters. Remember, they form a halo. They live in a distribution, a spherical distribution around the center of the galaxy. The M73 is an open star cluster where we see the individual bright sparkling stars, and that's probably going to be the easiest one for you to pick out. But they're really close together. If you can hop that 10 degrees, same distance over, go over, and probably a little bit lower than what I drew it right there. You're going to see M73, the open star cluster, pop out first if it's got a small telescope, and then you might see M72 right there with it. Open star clusters live in the plane of our galaxy in the disk. So we see the disk of our galaxy, these open star clusters, and a nice globular star cluster there. We go the other direction. We hop up back to the northeast of Saddle Suit at about 5 degrees, and we come to bright globular cluster M2. And if we keep going up that direction another 13 degrees, just follow that straight line up to 13 degrees till we get into Pegasus, we get another globular cluster, M15, bigger and brighter. That's a fine globular cluster to try to find. So these are things I would recommend looking under the dark of the sky here while we're thinking about the Aquarius region. So we're thinking about Aquarius because Saturn's in there right now, and we can watch Saturn move next to 5. But the Eta Aquariid meteor shower is ongoing right now. And so that's something great for us to think about and try to observe a few meteors. We can look at the beautiful binary star Zeta here in this part of Aquarius, and then we can move on up and see if we can find a few star clusters, M72, M73, M2, and M15. So that's what we got for you this week. I tell you what, this is how we do this. I looked at this yesterday before I shot this, and I looked at this and I had a plan for exactly what I was going to do, and everything we're doing here is completely different from what I thought about we would do this week. I just got up this morning and thought, well, this is what I want to talk about. So we're talking about this. Maybe we'll circle back to the other topic sometime in the coming days, talking about elliptical galaxies versus spiral galaxies. So watch for that in the next few weeks when we have dark of the moon to be able to observe some galaxies in Virgo and Leo. So anyway, I hope you have a great week, everybody, and as always, thanks for watching.